Hi, I'm Heidi and welcome to Heidi in the Country. These are my garden and vegetable plot diaries. A garden for 4 seasons and a house full of history and love. Please tap like and subscribe to follow this channel. Good afternoon. It's the end of February and I'm about to do a allotment and garden tour just to show you what's been happening and where the progression has been with some of the seedlings in the greenhouse. Hope you enjoy. Come on in. Broad beans have now been uncovered and they seem to have survived that really cold weather that we had. And there's actually, if you look in there, flowers. I can't believe it. The cold was bitter here. It went down to -6. The other thing that you can see that's different is the horse manure. So this has been collected in the New Forest and I've put it there ready for the beans. The beans arches, I'll just take a step back. I've got 4 of these in now. I've got them off of eBay for £10 each, free delivery. What I'm having to do with them though, because they are very wibbly wobbly, is I'm caning them together just to add a bit of strength and structure. This bed is strawberries, so they've had their mulch put on that I saw on YouTube that seems to have blown away in the storms, which was the pine clippings. And then what I've done is I've taken off the old leaves just to allow the new ones, you can just see in there, to sprout out, and that should go a zingy green colour. One of the jobs I need to do is with the autumn raspberry canes is these have to go, these old ones, and you can just see the new shoots are coming up here. So that's the job that I'll be doing today. The step over apple tree, we don't know the name of it. It's only got 1 step to step over. It did suffer a little bit in the pot that it was in, but hopefully it will do all right. If you look, we can see some little shoots there. In this bed we have some blueberries. Now the blueberries were taken off from my allotment when I moved into this house, and there's a vast difference between the ones from my allotment, which is this one and this one, to the 2 that were pre-existing here. They really suffered. So I don't know whether this is going to be the right place for them. We'll see how they go. They can easily be dug up and be removed. I'm just wondering if it's going to be too sheltered. As we've talked about in a previous video, this lower limb here, I'm trying to point to it, this one, is due to come off and trim back some of the ivy just to let a bit more light in. Potatoes are going into these steel containers, and then the 2 barrels there, they're the potato earlies. So I won't be doing that yet because literally it is just the end of February, so we've got a lot of frost due. The leek bed has been weeded and I have applied a top layer of pony poop and some commercial fertilizer. This bed is completely empty. It's had a really good weed out and it has had a general purpose fertilizer applied to it. This side is where we're going to have the butter beans, and the asparagus are in, and we'll just have to see how they do. They're about 3 years old, the asparagus plants, but I did dig them up from my allotment when I moved. This is empty. This was where I had the spring bulbs that I moved from my allotments. They've now been planted successfully and are flowering into the front garden. The garlic here are the Marco garlic, and they are doing really well. You can see that they're thickening up nice. They've had a quick weed, but nothing, because I don't want to disturb the bulbs on those. I don't know if we're going to keep these onions. They're not doing as well as I was hoping they would do. comments below if you think they're bang on for the end of February. That is a Faunus blackberry, and that is a loganberry at the back there, going into another Faunus blackberry at the back. Blackberry up the back. So we have had liftoff in the radish bed. This is the radishes that look a bit like a carrot. Dropping in somewhere. There it is, if we can focus. And that's Lungo Roscoe. And when you look, if you move the soil a little bit, you can see there are a few little seedlings coming through. Carrots aren't planted yet, but they will be in this bed. We've got the shallots, which I've never grown before, in this bed, and they are starting to sprout. And then underneath here is my attempt to force a rhubarb. So there's a bit of rhubarb there and a bit more there, so I will add a couple of more forcers or a larger forcer. This is where we had the leaf mulch that we are making. It's under plastic at the moment, and hopefully that will take a couple of years, and that will break down. Over to the compost bins that my husband built. These are fantastic, and what you can do is lift all the fronts out when you need to dig the compost out. We are completely bark chipped now, so it makes it a very clean area to come and visit rather than all the mud that we had. The sink unit that I've covered off in a previous video. We got the actual sink was from Face Bay, and it only cost 20 quid, I believe. It was cute, and then my husband built the stand to go round it, and this is under our cooking apple tree. So when I am washing my vegetables and looking at the view, which we're going to shorten the hedge slightly, under the bird feeders, I've got a little seat to perch on. It's an altogether nice area. We will go out of the veg area. You can see the heuchera is doing really well. We've still got crocuses popping up and hellebores popping up. The pond is looking very cleggy at the moment because I've emptied a water butt into it. I'm just going to take you very quickly across the lawn. You can see the daffodils are standing up straight and tall. They've enjoyed the wet of the last few days. And I'm going to save the greenhouse tour for tomorrow because it just needs a little bit of a tidy up. Hopefully you've enjoyed this flying visit to the vegetable plot. I will continue to do short videos once a week with a larger tour at the end of every calendar month. Thank you very much. Bye bye.